Hey guys, I have not filmed a tutorial or any type of makeup application video in a few weeks now, so I figured I've got a bare face, let's just go ahead and play with some makeup. I think I'm just gonna use some of the newer products that I have picked up recently, so let's go. I think I'm gonna play a little bit with the Naked Heat palette today. This is Urban Decay Primer Potion. I have to make sure to use primer every time or my eyeshadow will crease. Taking the shade Ember on a little flat shader brush. This is a BH Cosmetics 103 brush. I'm gonna pack this all over my eyelid. Using the e.l.f. blending eye brush, I'm going to take the deepest matte shade in this palette, which is Ashes. Kind of put this color in the outer corner of my eye, trying to make a little V shape, you know, the typical outer V area. And then slowly blending it inwards. Actually going to take another little flat brush. This is an e.l.f. smudge brush and shape this to be a little sharper, a little more of an actual V shape, and then continue to blend over it a little bit. On this side I'm going to shape the outer V first, actually, instead of starting with that little crease brush. Just try to make it match the other side. And now I'll take the crease brush and blend this a little bit. I'm gonna blend the upper half of this outer V area, just to soften the edges. I'm still going for a V shape, but I don't want it to look as harsh as it looks. And now softly blend the underside. I'll probably clean up a little bit of this when I do my under eye concealer too. Using the brush that came with the palette, this is the tapered little pointy end, I'm going to take Low Blow and start to blend that on the inner half over that deep coppery color so it smooths out the edge. So blend that into my dark outer V. So we've got some smooth edges. And now taking the other side of this brush and the lightest shade in the palette, which is Ounce, which is just this satin finish cream shade. I'm gonna put that under my eyebrow. Okay, gonna clean up some fallout with a little Q-tip and some micellar water. I'm going for a straight edge, but not super sharp, as if I used tape. I don't really like how that looks. Okay. use a little bit of the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation in Ivory. A couple little dots. I'm just gonna blend this out with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. No primer. I feel like I could try out some more primers. I've only used a few ever, and I just don't feel like they really do anything. So I'm willing to try some more, but I don't typically have too many problems even when I don't use primer. I just try to make sure my face is moisturized pretty well first. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in Light Ivory under my eyes. And blend that out with the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. Just kind of patting this in first. Use that to help shape my outer corner. So just kind of gently tapping on the outside of that so it stays soft but still straight. Oh, this concealer looks so nice under my eye. I think the problem is that I don't have a good setting powder that I like under my eyes. Like, this looks really nice on its own. It doesn't look dry. But I just don't have a good powder to set it. Because once I set it, I feel like every powder I put under my eyes makes my concealer look dry. It creases a little bit. I think I'll be on the hunt for a good under eye setting powder for the rest of my life, maybe. I'm going to use this Anastasia Beverly Hills concealer in 0.75 on this little tiny e.l.f. concealer brush, just to cover up a couple blemishes. Just lightly blend that out with my finger while trying not to take away all the coverage like I kind of just did there. I'm gonna set my T-zone with this Bare Minerals Touch Up Veil. I'm just gonna tap that on my T-zone with this e.l.f. small tapered brush. And just tap it over the spots where I use concealer so I don't rub it off. And using the same e.l.f. small tapered brush, using the Wet n Wild Caramel Toffee contouring palette. You can barely see what's left. So close. Just place a little bit under my cheekbones, just really lightly. Hair everywhere. Just push it into my hairline. My hairline goes back really far on the side, so I kind of just put color up there, even though you can't really see it when I put my hair down. So just gonna blend this out a little bit with my foundation brush to kind of chill it out a little bit. I don't want to turn to the side and have a big muddy mess over here. What next? I always go in like a different order every single time. Do some eyebrows maybe, because they're my least favorite, so I'd rather get them over with. I'm going to use my NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder in Auburn today. As usual, starting with the darker side and then using the lighter side on the inner portion of my brows. A little bit of the wax. And this is the Anastasia number 12 brow brush. And now the lighter color. For my left side, I'm going to use this little tiny eyeliner brush. I think I've used this once before. It actually came from the craft store. It's just really tiny. To try and elongate this tail, I always have trouble with it because I've got a scar right there. And even though that Anastasia brush it's pretty thin and stiff, which is good for my eyebrows, I still sometimes have trouble with this little spot. So I'm just gonna try this little tiny brush. It always looks a little funny with that scar, but I just don't care. I just don't care anymore. All right, and then just to finish off with a little bit of the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Espresso. Doesn't match my hair as well, but since my eyes are so dark, I'm kind of going with dark brows too. Really make them. This makes the hairs stand out quite a bit, which I tend to prefer. Using a little e.l.f. smudge brush, I'm going to take the shade in Fuego. Press that all along my lower lash line. Okay, gonna try something. I hope I liked it. Since Ashes, this outer V insane dark color, it's pulling pretty plummy, so I'm gonna try this Wet n Wild metallic glitter shadow. This is from the Midnight Mermaid collection, and this is Moonlight Majesty, which is the purple shade. I'm gonna put some glitter on the lower lash line and see how that works. I think I'm just gonna try and tap this along my lower lash line. Just gonna blend this out a little bit with this e.l.f. concealer brush. Curl the lashes. And I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. This came as a little sample with this palette. I like it. I don't love it. It smudges on my lower lash line, so it's not something I would buy. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay blush in Video. I have been turning to this blush just all the time. This is the perfect neutral blush when I want something to go with warm looks. This is a Wet n Wild blush brush. To play off the purple and plums I decided to use in the eyes, I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Purple Horseshoe from the Moonchild Glow Kit on an e.l.f. highlighting brush. I really like this brush because, well, that's still intense, but it gives kind of a light application and then you can build it up, especially with some of these highlighters that are so metallic. That's not the same tone of purple at all, but maybe I'll add something else to it. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of this Flower Beauty Shimmer and Strobe palette gold, just for a little more warmth. These are really intense, so I'm gonna try and be gentle with it at first. Oh, it's getting very dramatic, but I'm trying to mix these colors up a little bit. And kind of put the gold in a few other spots. And I'm gonna blend out all of that highlighter craziness with the e.l.f. small tapered brush that I used for my setting powder. Really work the highlight powder into my skin. It looks a little better. And before I do my lip color, I'm just gonna take a little bit of Ounce, just that satin cream color. Just put a little bit of that in the inner corner. There's a lot of shine going on in the eyes, so just a nice satin sheen right there will suffice. since I am the queen of subtle makeup, I'm gonna go for a bold lip as well. I'm gonna use this ColourPop Lippy to go in Duke's. That's the lip liner. I'll start with that. Oh, that's really stunning. I should just leave it like that. And then the lipstick shade is Chateau. I don't know, this is a little red. This color looks really good with the shimmer shade. I almost just put lipstick all over my eye. But I don't really love it with the purple. Let's try something else. Apologies, my card was full and I did not realize it stopped recording. So looks like I should get myself a new card for one. This is like the millionth time I've had a card issue. The only thing you missed, I did not care for the red with this look. I thought that color was a little more purple. So I just used the NYX Simply Vamp lip cream in She Devil instead, which is clearly a very intensely deep plum. I think it's actually pretty, I think these are a good match. This is She Devil. There's a shade in the Naked Heat palette called He Devil, so it's kind of a match made in hell. Obviously, you could pair this with a nude lip, maybe a nice warm nude lip, but I tend to love bold eyes and bold lips, even though that goes against the rules. And here's the final look. Alright, this is the 5th time filming this ending, outro, whatever it's called. Didn't have the microphone plugged in. You would think after, I don't know, 12 or something videos, I would have a clue what I'm doing. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I definitely enjoyed creating this ridiculously dark, dramatic look for you. Thank you again so much for being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!